5 cards, 1 ecosystem, and most Americans are using 0 of them correctly. In 2026, American Express has some of the most powerful credit cards ever made. But here's what nobody tells you. The best one for your neighbor might be the worst one for you. Today we're fixing that. For good. What is up, everyone? Welcome back to American Credit Guide, where we break down credit cards, rewards, and money strategy in plain English so you can actually use this stuff in real life. If you're new here, do yourself a favor and hit subscribe right now because we drop content like this every week, and you do not want to miss it. Now, today we are going all in on American Express, specifically the 5 best AMEX cards of 2026. And I'm not just going to read you a list. We're going deep on who each card is actually for, what the real value looks like after you strip away the marketing, and which one or which combination makes the most sense for your life. So if you've ever looked at an AMEX card and thought, is this actually worth it? This video is going to answer that completely. Let's get into it. Okay, so let me just say something that's going to ruffle a few feathers right off the bat. Most of the best AMEX cards lists you find online are wrong, not like slightly off. Wrong in a way that could actually cost you money. Because they're written for a hypothetical person who travels constantly, eats out every night, and has a lifestyle that looks great on a spreadsheet but doesn't match how actual Americans live. So today we're doing this differently. We're busting through the myths, cutting the noise, and talking about which 5 AMEX cards are genuinely the best in 2026, and more importantly, best for who. Let's start with something that bugs me. There's this idea floating around that the more expensive the card, the better it is. And people repeat it like it's gospel. The AMEX Platinum is $695 a year, so it must be the king, right? Well, kind of, but also kind of not. And this is where I want you to actually pay attention because the framing matters a lot here. The Platinum is an incredible card. I'm not going to sit here and trash it, but it is not the best card for most people watching this video. It's the best card for a specific type of person. And if you're not that person, you're essentially paying a luxury tax for benefits you'll never use. So yes, it makes the list. But let's talk about why, and let's talk about the myth that surrounds it. The biggest myth about the AMEX Platinum is that the credits make it basically free. You've seen this argument. Oh, the annual fee is $695, but you get a $1,500 in value, so you're actually coming out ahead. And technically, on paper, that math works. But here's the thing nobody talks about. Those credits are scattered across like 8 different categories, some of which are weirdly specific. You get up to $200 in airline fee credits, not flight credits. Fee credits. So checked bags, seat upgrades, stuff like that. You get $240 in digital entertainment, but it's split across specific streaming services. You get $300 toward Equinox. You get $189 toward Clear. And listen, if your life already includes all of these things, that's genuinely amazing. But if you have to change your behavior to use the credits, that's not a benefit. That's homework. So, who actually should get the Platinum? Frequent flyers, business travelers, people who live in airports and actually use Centurion lounges on a regular basis. Because that lounge access between Centurion, Priority Pass, Delta Sky Club when flying Delta, that alone is worth the fee if you're traveling more than a handful of times a year. The experience is real. The food is real. The drinks are real. And the peace and quiet when you've got a long layover is something you genuinely cannot put a dollar amount on. So yes, Platinum makes the list. But keep that context in your head. Now here's where the myth-busting really kicks in because this next one is going to surprise some people. The AMEX Gold Card, $250 a year. And I would argue, and I'll stand by this, that for the average American household, the Gold Card delivers more usable day-to-day value than the Platinum. There, I said it. And before you come after me in the comments, let me explain. Or X points on dining. 4X points at US supermarkets up to $25,000 a year. Think about what those two categories cover. Every restaurant, every grocery run, every coffee shop, every takeout order. These are not niche spending categories. These are the 2 biggest discretionary spending buckets for most American families, and you're earning 4 points per dollar on both of them. That's not a small thing. That is a massive earning engine sitting right in your wallet. The myth around the Gold Card is that it's a stepping stone card, like it's the card you get before you graduate to the platinum. And I genuinely cannot stand that framing. It implies the gold is somehow lesser. It's not. It's just different. It's optimized for spending on the ground instead of spending in the air. And for most people, ground spending is where the real volume is. The dining credit on the gold, $120 a year, split into $10 monthly. Yes, it's annoying that it's monthly, and yes, it's limited to specific places like Grubhub and certain restaurants. But $120 is $120, and the $120 Uber Cash credit on top of that brings your effective fee down to somewhere around $10 a year. $10 for a card that earns 4x on food and groceries. That math is genuinely hard to argue with. Wait, but here's something people never bring up about the gold card that actually changes the whole picture. AMEX membership. Rewards points are shared across cards. So if you have the gold and you also have another AMEX product, even a no-fee one, your points all pool together. And when it comes time to redeem, you've got access to all the same transfer partners. Airlines, hotels, all of it. So you're earning premium level points from a mid-tier fee card and redeeming them like a platinum holder. That's honestly kind of a cheat code. Okay, moving on. And this one. This one genuinely surprises people every time. The Blue Cash Preferred. $95 a year after the first year. And you might be thinking, wait, that's not even a travel card. Why is it on a best of list? And that's exactly the myth I want to bust. The idea that a best credit card has to be a travel rewards card. It doesn't. Not even a little bit. The Blue Cash Preferred gives you 6% cash back at U.S. supermarkets up to $6,000 a year. 6%. In cash back, not points that you have to figure out how to redeem. Actual money back. And then 6% on select U.S. streaming services, and 3% on transit and gas. If you have a family, if you drive a lot, if you've got kids and a Netflix and a Spotify and a grocery bill that makes you want to cry a little, this card is quietly one of the best financial decisions you can make. And almost nobody talks about it in the same breath as the platinum or the gold, and that drives me a little crazy, honestly. The myth here is that cashback cards are boring and unsophisticated. And look, I get it. Points feel exciting. Transfer partners feel like a puzzle you can win. But there's something really underrated about a card that just gives you money. No minimum redemption, no portal, no transfer, just money back in your account. For a lot of households, that's worth way more than theoretical points value ever will be. But that's not even the craziest part of the Blue Cash Preferred story. People run the numbers and then they realize, if you're spending anywhere close to $6,000 a year at supermarkets, which for a family of 4 is not even hard to hit, you're earning $360 back on groceries alone, minus the $95 fee. That's $265 in pure, no-strings-attached profit from one spending category. That's it. That's the whole argument. Now let's talk about the card that doesn't get nearly enough credit and honestly kind of deserves its own video. The AMEX Everyday Preferred Credit Card. Not the charge card. The credit card. $95 annual fee. And here's what makes it weird and interesting at the same time. It has a multiplier that rewards you for using it frequently. If you make 30 or more transactions in a billing period, you get a 50% bonus on all the points you earned that month. So that 3x at supermarkets becomes 4.5x. The 2x on gas becomes 3x. And the base 1x everywhere else becomes 1.5x. Just for using the card consistently. You're probably wondering, who even tracks their transaction count? And honestly, that's fair. It sounds like a lot. But think about how you actually spend money day to day. Coffee, lunch, small purchases, online stuff. If you're putting everyday spending on this card, it's genuinely not hard to hit 30 transactions. And when you do, the math shifts in a really meaningful way. Especially if you're someone who pays for a lot of small things regularly rather than a few big purchases. The myth around this card is that it's complicated or gimmicky. It's not. It's actually a really elegant design once you understand it. It rewards engagement. Use the card, earn more. Simple as that. And then, okay, this is the last one, and I saved it for a reason. The Amex Blue Business Plus. No annual fee. And I know what you're thinking. a no-fee business card on a best-of list? But stay with me because this card is doing something that almost no other card in its category does. 2x. Membership rewards points on every purchase up to $5,000 a year. Every purchase. No categories, no tracking, no thinking. Just flat 2x on everything. And those are real membership rewards points that transfer to airlines and hotels, just like any premium AMEX card. On a card with zero annual fee. The myth, and this one's important, is that business cards are only for businesses, like actual incorporated companies with employees and offices. That's just not true. If you have any kind of side income, freelance work, consulting gigs, even selling stuff online occasionally, you can legitimately apply for a business card. A lot of sole proprietors, gig workers, and self-employed people qualify and just don't know it. And if you do qualify, this card is essentially free money. You're earning transferable points at 2x with no fee and no hoops to jump through. The way I think about it, the Blue Business Plus is the perfect companion card. Pair it with your gold for food and dining categories, and use the Blue Business Plus for everything else that doesn't fit into a bonus category. You've just built a two-card setup that earns membership rewards points at an elevated rate across virtually all of your spending with a combined annual fee of $250. That's less than half the platinum fee, and you're covering way more ground. Here's the thing that ties all of this together, and it's something I really want you to sit with. AMEX has built an ecosystem, and the people who win with AMEX aren't necessarily the ones with the most expensive card. They're the ones who understand how the pieces fit together. The gold for dining and groceries. The Blue Business Plus for general spending. The platinum if travel is a big part of your life. The Blue Cash Preferred if your family's cash flow matters more than point optimization. And the Everyday Preferred if you're a frequent, everyday spender who wants to maximize a mid-tier fee card. None of these cards exist in isolation. They're designed to complement each other. And the more you understand that, the more control you actually have over your own financial picture. So, the real myth, the one that's sitting underneath all the others, is that there's one best AMEX card. There isn't. There's a best AMEX card for you, based on your spending, your lifestyle, your goals. And the 5 cards we talked about today cover basically every type of American out there. The traveler, the foodie, the family on a budget, the everyday spender, the side hustler. One of these cards, or honestly a combination of 2, is going to unlock more value than you're getting right now. And once you see that, once you actually map your spending to your card strategy, you're never going to look at your wallet the same way again. And that right there is your complete breakdown of the 5 best American Express cards of 2026. Look, the biggest takeaway from today is this. Stop picking cards based on hype and start picking them based on your actual life. The right card for you is out there and now you know exactly where to look. If you got value from this video, please hit that like button right now. It genuinely helps this channel grow and helps us keep making content like this for you. If you are not subscribed to American Credit Guide yet, hit that subscribe button and ring the bell so you never miss a new video. And hey, share this with someone in your life who's still guessing when it comes to credit cards. You might just save them hundreds of dollars this year. Drop your questions and your current card setup in the comments below. I read every single comment, and I love helping you guys figure out the best strategy for your situation. See you in the next one.